questions for Dom?
Another one of your former teams coming up tomorrow. Any kind of special incentive for you?
We need to win. So obviously we've got 4 games left of the season. We're still alive. So we'll focus on the result and trying to get 3 points out there.
You had like 15 touches, I think, in 70 minutes in that last game. Is that enough touches for a striker to be effective, to kind of get into the rhythm of the game?
Yeah, I think that's quite a lot. It just depends on how the team's playing, obviously. I think every game demands something different. That game demanded a result, and we got a result of 3 points. So, I think the reality in the world of a striker is sometimes you might not get many touches. And if they're important touches, then obviously you can win the games.
What kind of game do you expect against Orlando? I mean, the game against Toronto got physical, and Atlanta held their own in that type of match. I would predict that an Orlando game could be like that as well. Is that what you expect? I mean, they're a good team, but it could get kind of chippy, right?
Yeah, they're a good side. I mean, we've got to focus on playing football. Every game's physical, every game's going to be a battle. And I think this one will be no different. Of course, both teams need 3 points. They need the points, so do we. So we'll go out there to win the game.
What have you seen from them? They are good in midfield. That's probably one of their stronger suits. They get upfield with their fullbacks. In film review and just knowing Orlando, what's the concern with them?
They're a good side. Obviously, they just won the Open Cup, so they'll be high in confidence. And you don't win those kind of things by accident. So it's a good side, and we're playing a strong team. They're ahead of us in the table. So right now we need to get 3 points and get ourselves back up the table.
You took a picture today with Joseph. Saw it on Instagram. Was it nice to have him back? Is he focused, ready to play?
Yeah, I think if you watch any of training today, you'll see he's ready. Sometimes in football, things happen, and it's how you react from them, which makes you, a real legend in the game. So I think there's no secret what Joseph has done and his history here, and long may it continue.
You guys are close, you and Joseph?
Yeah. He's of course he was great to me when I arrived here this year, and of course his legacy speaks for itself. So I don't like to talk about other players too much, but I think if you're an Atlanta United fan or an Atlanta United player or part of the club, then you understand his importance and his role.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, it's a cliche a lot of times when you get to a certain point in the season where you say, every game feels like a playoff game because you have to win. I mean, do you feel that way? I mean, is there a bigger sense to these last 4 games because of what you guys need to do? I
think mathematically, I think we need to win all 4, and I don't know if that will be enough. There's no guarantee. So, for us, it's game by game. We have 4 games left, and tomorrow is Orlando.
Are you watching tonight's games? There's a really important one for y'all with Columbus and Miami.
Yeah, as long as we don't deal with any storms when we land in Orlando, we should be fine and have time to watch the game tonight. Yeah.
Could you talk about quickly the start of the last game against Toronto? Like from the kickoff, I think 5 players ran up the field to try to get that second ball.
Don't give our plays away.
I mean, it was like an onside kick, and then afterwards, Pineda's like, we're focusing on scoring goals. They know, defensively, you guys have had issues, but is there really like a renewed focus on just scoring, being as attacking as possible in these last 4 games?
I think it's always been the case. Sometimes it's masked where we could be dominating and attacking for 25 minutes and we don't score, and then we go and concede a goal. We might think we didn't start well. Our importance is creating good chances early in the game. So we create good chances. Of course, we need to put them away. I think in Toronto we could have had a lot more chances put away. We're creating chances, which is good. The final piece is normally what comes at the end, which is the goals.
Are you thinking about next year yet? Where you're going to be? Do you want to stay in Atlanta? Like, what's your situation contract-wise?
I don't know. I have an option at the end of the year to move on or to extend my time here. And of course, I'm enjoying myself and I'm just trying to focus on right now. And then we'll see what happens at the end of the season. See if I'm wanted.
Have you ever been on a team that, I think it's, 8 of the last 9 or 6 of the last 7 goals have been on headers?
I actually don't know. I don't know that answer, but I think, I don't think I've ever seen a defender score a hat-trick, especially a hat-trick of headers in the same game, in the same half, in the same corner of the goal. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
How much of the focus has attacking set piece has been this season in Atlanta? Some well-designed plays.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of guys who are good in the air. You look at the last goal we scored. It comes off Allen. He beats the man to the near post. So you got one centre back winning it in the near post, and then you got the other centre back heading it in at the far post. So when you have that kind of desire from your team, you know, and you have that from your centre backs, it makes everyone's job a lot easier. So you know, we don't really care where the goals come from as long as they come.
Anything else for Dom?
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
What do you like about the pairing with Sadic that has made y'all so effective when you've been put together?
Bien, me siento muy bien con Amar. Creo que estos partidos que hemos jugado, estos últimos 2 partidos con DC, con... ¿Quién jugó el otro día?
Toronto.
Con Toronto. Perdón. Nos sentimos muy bien, hicimos un muy buen trabajo juntos y creo que es un buen complemento para mí porque pienso que cuando tengo la pelota sabe cómo moverse a las espaldas de los 5 rivales.
I think it's going well. The partnership with Amar, these last few games that we've been able to play together against DC and against Toronto, I think we've done a good job, and I think we complement each other very well in the midfield. And I like how he does a good job moving around and being able to get behind their holding midfielder.
How healthy are you compared to last season?
Creo que en esta temporada me estoy sintiendo mucho mejor físicamente en comparación a la anterior.
I think I'm feeling much better physically than I was last season.
Pienso que he adquirido una regularidad que obviamente fue la que busqué y estoy buscando.
I think you know, I wanted to find that consistency. That's what I was searching for, and now I'm finding it.
Y también partido a partido me voy sintiendo mejor, obviamente de lo físico y también con la pelota, ¿no?
And as each game goes, I'm feeling better and better with the ball, and also physically.
Santi, el año pasado Gonzalo dijo que eras sumamente importante para el equipo en lo futbolístico. ¿Vos te sentís ya a nivel top físicamente ahora mismo en esta temporada o después de la cirugía todavía estás como que buscando ese ritmo normal tuyo?
If he feels like he's at his top level physically, or if he's still trying to get there.
No, me estoy sintiendo muy bien de lo físico. Es más, me siento mejor de antes de la operación, así que muy bien.
No, I'm feeling really good physically. I would say I feel better than before the surgery.
Y en lo futbolístico para el equipo, ¿cuál es el enfoque en estos próximos partidos?
What's the focus in the next few games?
Ganar los 4 partidos e ir a los playoffs, que es el objetivo que tenemos como grupo.
To win the 4 games, to make the playoffs, that's the goal that we have as a team.
Santiago, ¿cómo estás? ¿Todo bien?
Está bien.
Volvió Joseph, ¿cómo lo tomaron ustedes? ¿Cómo se reincorporó al equipo? ¿Cómo está todo el ambiente después de esa suspensión?
Joseph's back. How's the team environment? What was that like?
Bien, el ambiente está bien. Somos un equipo, se reincorporó este lunes con normalidad, así que estamos muy bien, seguimos en la misma línea, no hemos cambiado nada, así que estamos bien.
Good. He was back Monday. You know, we're a team, so the environment is good. He came back, you know, back to normal, so we're good.
¿Cómo conviven con la presión de una final tras otra, de tener que ganar para meterse en playoff y casi que ya no hay margen de error?
So what it feels like with the pressure, you know, every game is pretty much a must win at this point.
Sí, obvio. Pienso, como yo en mi opinión, que no tenemos más margen de error si queremos ir a los playoffs. Estos 4 partidos hay que ganarlos, no podemos darnos el lujo ni de perder ni de empatar, así que obviamente cada partido es una final y como equipo tenemos que dejar todo, ¿no? Obviamente después de fútbol podemos perder, empatar, ganar, pero como equipo tenemos que dar una imagen de que se dejó todo y que fuimos a buscar la victoria, ¿no?
In my opinion, every game is a must win. I don't think we have any margin for error, so we're going to try and win every game. We don't have the luxury of drawing or losing a match at this point. We've got to win all the games, and the team has to make sure that we have nothing left, that we give everything that we have, and that's the image that we send.
Va a ser un partido interesante, ¿no? Vas a tener un duelo ahí 5 contra 5 con Araujo. Imagino que ya lo habrás analizado, lo habrás visto, a ver cómo podés sacarle ventaja.
Just about going up against the other team's midfield.
Sí, está Araujo y está también Pereira, que han jugado muchas veces, a veces ha jugado Perea, pero sí, lo conozco, sé que es un buen jugador, que tiene buen posicionamiento, que mueve bien la pelota, pero bueno, como te digo, nosotros siempre buscamos ser protagonistas, buscamos tener el control del partido y si bien no nos fijamos cómo juega el rival, lo más importante es cómo lo hacemos nosotros, que que como generalmente tenemos la mayor posesión de la pelota, nos fijamos en nuestro juego, ¿no?
They have Araujo, they have Pineda, they're good players, good with the ball. So of course we pay attention to how the other team plays, but the main thing for us is to focus on what we want to do. We want to try and be the protagonist in the match, control the game, and always try to have more possession.
Gonzalo talked about playing direct being a point of emphasis. Do you feel like your passing and your movements have been direct enough this season?
Sí, obviamente Gonzalo a veces nos pide que seamos directos porque tenemos jugadores explosivos arriba. Bueno, Luis es un jugador muy explosivo, en cuanto tiene espacio lo favorece mucho a su juego.
Yeah, Gonzalo sometimes asks us to play direct because we have very explosive players in our attack. Luis is a guy who's very explosive, and we'd like to get him into space.
Pero bueno, tampoco se puede atacar siempre directo porque el rival muchas veces está bien parado y a veces hay que mover la pelota para encontrar los espacios. Obviamente cuando recuperamos, lo que nos pide él es, cuando ellos tienen pasados los laterales, es jugar directo, pero no es siempre así.
But you can't always play direct because sometimes the teams are well set up defensively, and that's when you have to move the ball around and be more patient. But yes, when the chance is there, when their fullbacks are higher up the field, that's when we try and find the space.
Dos preguntas. La primera, el partido pasado jugaron con línea de 4. ¿Te gustó más como siendo 6 o 5 en esa posición? ¿Cómo sentís que funcionó el equipo? ¿Y qué partido honestamente esperas mañana contra Orlando?
So 2 questions. The last game they played a back 4, and he was the holding midfielder in front of that back line. How he felt.
Sí, con línea de 4, bueno, hemos jugado con línea de 4 y con línea de 5. Con línea de 4 me siento cómodo con ambas. Quizás al jugar siempre con línea de 4 toda mi vida, quizás es más favorable a mi juego y a mí. Así que...
Yeah, we've played both, back 4, back 5. I'm comfortable playing both. I think for me, I've played mostly with a back 4 for my whole life, so maybe I'm more comfortable with that, and it favors my game a little more.
Quizás a veces me permite meterme entre los centrales, que lo he hecho, y bueno, me da quizás esa alternativa que quizás con línea de 5 no puedo hacerlo, tengo que jugar un poco más adelantado, que tampoco me molesta.
And that way I can drop in and play between the center backs sometimes, which I'm comfortable doing, which in a back 5, it's not really part of that role.
Y con respecto al partido de mañana, sabemos que va a ser un partido complicado porque ellos también necesitan los puntos, digamos. Si bien están en la 5ª posición, no están seguros.
Yeah, and about the game tomorrow, we're expecting a really difficult game because Orlando also needs the points. So even though they're in 5th place, nothing's guaranteed.
Así que pienso que va a ser un partido muy duro, tanto desde lo físico como desde lo técnico, porque ellos ofrecen juego, vienen de ganar también la Open Cup, que también, bueno, en cuanto a la autoestima y la moral de uno le hace bien, pero va a ser un partido muy complicado y obviamente vamos a querer ganar, así que va a ser muy duro.
Pero vienen de haber sido goleados también después de la Copa. ¿Eso es una ventaja psicológica para ustedes, quizás?
No, yo pienso que cada partido es igual. A ver, nosotros hemos perdido también con Filadelfia y 2 partidos después ganamos. A ver, obviamente uno no viene con la misma autoestima, digamos, con la misma energía de perder 5-1 que ganar, pero pienso que cada partido es distinto y en esta liga se vio, ¿no? Que no importa la posición que estés o cómo hayas salido el anterior partido, es un partido muy distinto y uno nunca sabe qué puede pasar.
I'm expecting a difficult game because we think it's going to be tough both physically and also technically because they're a team that also plays well and they're coming off an emotional high winning the Open Cup, so they're going to be going into that game with that emotional feeling, so we're expecting a really difficult game. And then Felipe asked about also them coming off a loss to Philadelphia, and Santi said yeah, but each game is different. Of course, it's not the same going into a game coming off a big win as it is coming off a loss. But in this league, each game is different. All the teams can beat each other, so we're expecting a tough game.
La última mía, simplemente tu opinión del momento de Thiago. Está jugando muy bien, obviamente, llamado a la selección argentina. Es amigo tuyo, compañero tuyo. ¿Cómo se siente él ahora mismo? Y vos teniendo un compañero de su nivel.
about Thiago, how well he's playing, and also being called up to Argentina, what it's like playing with him.
Primero me pone muy feliz por un compañero que le vaya bien, segundo porque bueno, también hemos establecido un vínculo muy lindo, muy bueno. Y tercero quiero que lo disfrute un montón, él está contento, me gusta verlo bien. Creo que la oportunidad que va a tener ahora es espectacular, ir con la selección a esta gira, así que nada, se me pone un poco la piel de gallina, pero me pone muy contento por él, porque la verdad que se lo merece, ha tenido grandes actuaciones este año, ha marcado muy buenos goles que nos han ayudado, así que, bueno, como todo el equipo, ¿no? Pero me pone muy contento por él.
First, I'm very happy that that one of my teammates is doing really well, and second, because him and I have established a good relationship. So I'm very happy for him, and he now has a spectacular opportunity to go play with the national team. So I'm really excited for him. It gives me goosebumps talking about it. He's having an incredible season, and it's a great opportunity for him.
Santi, una cortita más. También te ilusiona a vos, me imagino, ¿no? Porque quiere decir que en la selección están mirando a Atlanta y están mirando a la liga.
If it excites him as well, knowing that the national team is looking at Atlanta and seeing him as well.
Sí, por supuesto, eso es un factor motivador para mí y para los chicos, porque si sabemos que miran, que lo llevan a todos porque algo estarán mirando de acá, de nosotros, de la liga, así que obviamente que es muy motivador, muy motivante para mí, en lo personal. Obviamente tengo la expectativa, la ilusión, pero bueno, quizás hoy hay otros jugadores convocados y bueno, en lo personal sigo trabajando siempre para dar lo mejor de mí, y bueno, esperando la oportunidad, ¿no? que quizás no, yo confío en que se me va a dar, así que mientras tanto sigo entrenando duro, pensando acá con la cabeza acá en el equipo y no allá, porque hay que tener los pies sobre la tierra, así que nada, entrenando, siguiendo igual, tratando de mejorar, de hacer cada día mejores cosas a mi juego, ayudando más al equipo, así que pienso en eso.
Yes, it's a motivational factor for me and for all the other guys on the team, because that means the national team is watching some of our matches in Atlanta. So of course it's a motivating factor, and for me, I still have that hope of playing for the national team. Right now they have other players in those spots, but I still maintain that hope of playing there someday. Right now I'm focused on Atlanta, just trying to always continue to train hard, individually, just always trying to improve and continue to grow, and see if that opportunity comes. But right now, focused on Atlanta. All right, I think we'll cut it there. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Coach.
Is Joseph available for selection for tomorrow?
Yes, he's.
Have y'all had any conversations since his return?
That's private.
That
Sorry.
y'all have had conversations as private?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to assume that you've had conversations.
Okay, yeah. You can assume that.
Against Toronto, Dwyer had like 15 touches, I think, in 70 minutes. Are your strikers getting enough touches in games, do you think?
Well, I'm going to answer with another example.
Okay.
The other day you were talking, well, not you, but media was talking about Haaland getting only one touch in one of the games for Manchester City, and after that he scored like two hat-tricks in a row. So the most important part of the nines are the final touches inside the box. Now, if they don't have services, if they don't have chances, if they don't have enough clear chances, that's where I got upset. We can use certainly our nines in the build-up. We can certainly use them as decoys. We can use them to make runs in behind. But the most important part for me is they are at the right time, in the right moment inside the box, getting touches there. If there are 10, but there are 5 clear chances for them, I'm happy. So I felt that, he didn't participate a lot in the build-up, but he had 2 clear chances. So to me, that's a good amount for our number 9s. Obviously, we want better. We want more chances, but it was a good amount of clear chances, almost 1v1 against the goalkeeper.
Is the plan for Joseph, because he missed the last game, missed some training, what is the plan for him to get ready for a game tomorrow night?
The planning in terms of what? In terms of physically or?
Yeah, is he fit? Is he game fit
Yeah.
for this match?
Yes, he's been training very good in the afternoons here with the fitness coaches, so I think he's ready to go. And yeah, he's available and he's fit, and we feel like if we need him, he's gonna come in and impact the game.
Same role as before?
Yeah. I mean, any role that I decide, I mean, we assess game by game. I feel like the team did a great job in the last one, but I can use him as we need. All the players are available, and they all can be selected for starting, for this bench, for not being even on the bench. So they are all available.
I asked you after the game, I didn't have the number, but Atlanta has conceded 50 goals this season. Probably not a number that you want to hear, but where's the easiest solution for just containing goals in the last 4 games? Is it, like you said before, like just focusing on scoring as many goals as possible, or is there a little bit more to the defensive side?
Yeah, we talk about these things on always looking for ways to improve defensively. And at times it's certain little individual errors that we make. At times it's a little tactical. We talk about the defending the key areas like top of the box, the crosses, blocking crosses. We talk about all these things. I don't think there are too many goals that we're conceding in transitions, which is something that we corrected already. So it's more about more attention, more shifts, more don't allow it the inner passes, and we talk about all those things with them. As I say this, that we're trying to improve defensively, at the same time we're trying to attack better and trying to score more goals, to get more chances. So I think it's both. I cannot say it's only one, but obviously if you score in the first half, we have, for me, 2-3 clear chances, plus the PK. I think if we go at halftime 3-0, then you worry a little bit less on defending. You continue with attacking, and that's a way. Not saying that we don't work a lot at all on defending. No, we do. But we're focused also on the attack.
Is that an area that you would like to strengthen in the offseason, the defensive back line, perhaps?
Yeah, we will see. For me, honestly, I haven't have the time to, number one, dwell on what he have lost this year, and number two, thinking on what is coming next year. So I'm thinking we are 4 games away from the end of the season, and with all the disgraces or bad things that have happened to the team, we are alive, and we are 5 points away. I mean, I think with one good result, we can be 3 points from Orlando, who's already in playoffs, and then 3 more games for us, 4 for them. I think there are some chances there. So we have to focus on this game. What happens after the end of the season, then we will have those discussions. But for now, I'm focused completely on what I have now available, and I'm trying to put a very competitive team together to face the next 4 games.
If y'all win a PK against Orlando, will Araujo take it?
Yeah, very likely.
Okay.
Speaking about Luis, for you, what do you see as the benefit of playing Luis on the left instead of the right?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think it's the directness of our attacks. I think that when you play with inverted wingers, you need kind of a good combo of a guy coming inside as inverted winger and someone to overlap. And I feel like we can have also that with Brooks and Luis on the flank on the right side. But I feel like having 2 left-footed players on the left flank, I think give us a little bit more power, more punch in the final third, trying to get more crosses and more pressure inside the box, because at times we are getting a little bit predictable at times with 2 narrow balls and not getting enough chances from other areas, because every time we have inverted wingers we tend to come inside, and I want more variation in our attacks. Yes, we want to attack what we call the primacy zones. We want to have early crosses but also inverted crosses, so we want to have shots from distance. We want to have all of them at the same time, and at times with natural wingers that helps a little bit in the directness and the amount of runs in behind we have. We had in the last game. I think it was a big improvement on that.
Gonzalo, Luis, speaking of Luis, he was on the left side against Seattle too, played really well. I think he had an assist where he combined one of the first goals. But he had an assist playing centrally too very recently. Is he understanding that perhaps he's better in a wide position on a natural left side? Is that something that you've talked to him like, hey, this is more effective for you?
We talk about those things also with the coaching staff, and talking about when he plays on the left. I remember that goal he scored in Open Cup against Chattanooga, coming from that inner channel. It was more transitional, but from that inner channel also he can be dangerous from those runs inside, because now if he gets in behind the back line in that inner channel to his left foot, It's probably very good, very likely that he's going to score. So we try to give them options. I would say that most of the time I want him outside, but there is also ways and patterns of play that we have where he can come inside. Andrew overlaps, at times him outside, Andrew underlaps, at times Thiago underlap from that position. So we have certain patterns that work better against certain opponents, but overall I think yes, we want Luis a little bit wider in every game.
Just a few more before Spanish, we have a busier day before Catalan.
Is the mindset, coach, then to you approach the final 4 games, we have to win all 4, or is it just let's focus on Orlando and get the result and then worry about it?
Yeah, I would say that in my mind, yes, trying to win all of them. That's a reality. We need, for me, between 9 and 12 points to really make playoffs and be a little bit in control of that. Less than that is going to be probably more challenging, right? So we want to focus. So the message to the players is just this game, just Orlando. But in my mind, obviously, I have to look at the entire amount of games and try to get the best out of the 4.
You were talking about directness, and by the numbers, this last game was y'all's most direct game since Sporting Kansas City way back at the beginning of the season. Was that a point of emphasis for y'all going into this one, and will it be going forward?
Yeah, it's been a point of emphasis in every game, to be honest. Like for us, we message every time, let's try to break lines and then runs in behind. That's been the demands for every game, I would say. At times, it manifested better because of the opponent, because of the type of game, because of circumstances, and a lot of changes in the lineups probably doesn't help to gel out those counter movements to get in behind. But at the end of the day, it's about trying to be more direct. Yes, we want to control the game with tempo and good possession, but at the same time, we want to create chances where probably 4 passes and we are in front of the opponent. I told you about I think it was the 3rd goal against Chicago, the one Ronaldo scores. Like we played from goalkeeper, center back, center mid, number 10, number 9, and it was 4 passes. We were in front of the goal. Those are the type of plays that we want to do more often. In order to do that, you need a lot of things, but also the runs in behind has been something that we need to do more often in the games. And when we do, I think normally we create a lot of chances. And I really like your article, by the way.
Yeah. Last one in English, Felipe, and Diego, if you have anything in Spanish.
What's been your message to perhaps your central midfield this week and your central defenders? Orlando they'll attack down the middle. So they have Pineda, Facundo Torres, Mitchell can come in, and they're very comfortable in wide spaces, but they're also very comfortable attacking down the middle. What has been the emphasis for your midfielders in training?
Yeah, they are in some ways similar to Toronto. In some ways, wingers that like to come inside as well, like to press the center backs from central channels. So in some ways we are prepared for any plan B that they may have based on the last game that we had against them in our stadium. But they are similar on that. So obviously they have a very talented and dynamic team in the middle. Urso, I think their number 5, Araujo, has been very, very good, very dynamic player in there. And whoever plays on the left, Facundo has played at times there, Pereira. I mean, whatever they use there is going to be a dynamic team, a team that likes to press, a team that is very intense in the way they shift over side to side with the 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. So we know what we're facing, and in my opinion, I think our team understands the tactics that go against Orlando, and I'm hoping for a very good game for us and one where we can again trying to dominate the game, and that's what we want to get out of the performance. A performance where we can be in control of the game, control of the tempo, create more and better chances than the opponent, and if we do that, I think we have more probabilities to win.
Diego, do you Spanish?
Gonzalo, buen día.
Diego, ¿qué tal? Buen día, ¿todo bien?
¿Hablaste con Joseph?
Eso es en privado, perdón, Diego. Quisiera mantener un poco en privado esas cosas.
Pero ya está entrenando.
Está entrenando todo normal, todo bien. El ambiente del equipo es bueno, estamos todo bien.
¿Cómo está físicamente? ¿Está para mañana o esa semana que se perdió le puede afectar?
No, él entrenó y si algo entrenó fue físico, entonces yo creo que está muy bien. Entrenó por las tardes aquí en las instalaciones, yo lo estuve viendo desde mi ventana, cómo entrenaba con los preparadores físicos, y es que está listo y está disponible para el próximo partido.
El partido pasado sorprendiste un poco con la alineación. ¿Va a haber alguna sorpresa para este?
Puede ser.
Sin decir cuál.
Sí, puede ser. Puede ser. Estamos todavía pensando ahí algunas situaciones. Hoy trabajamos táctico en el entrenamiento y estoy pensando en un par de opciones. Vamos a ver en cuál decido.
Bueno, Orlando es un equipo difícil, recién lo decías en inglés, hay 3 uruguayos que te pueden enloquecer. ¿Cómo planificás controlar un poco la tirada por banda de Torres, la generación ofensiva de Pereira, el equilibrio que le da Araujo?
Sí, teniendo más la pelota, no es más, es que eso para mí es fundamental. Si nosotros estamos enfrentando a jugadores que son muy buenos con la pelota, como los que acabas de mencionar, más otros más que se agregan muy bien, el lateral derecho que va bastante bien, Urso, Ruán, el extremo por izquierda, depende de quién juegue, pero son gente talentosa todos. La mejor manera de sacar ventaja es teniendo la pelota más que ellos. Es decir, si ellos tienen 50 acciones que te pueden hacer daño y lo limitas a 15, a 10, pues yo creo que hay menos probabilidades de que te puedan hacer daño. Entonces, siempre tener la pelota es mejor para mí. Entonces, controlar el tiempo del partido, controlar el ritmo del partido, los momentos del partido, será muy importante contra ese tipo de jugadores. Más allá de, obviamente, tener las referencias de marca, saber por dónde operan, cuándo hacer 2 contra 1, cuándo jugar en zona, cuándo apretar, cuándo ir mano a mano a poner presión contra ellos, las señales que tenemos en los recorridos, estar compactos, todo eso obviamente es parte de, pero para mí lo más importante es tener más la pelota que ellos.
¿Cómo se convive con esta presión de jugar una final tras otra, una tras otra, una tras otra?
Es muy bonito tener este tipo de presión y creo que solo se da en los equipos que son relevantes, ¿no? en una liga. He tenido la fortuna de jugador en estar en equipos bastante relevantes en mi país que me han acostumbrado a que siempre todo lo que hagas o dejes de hacer es noticia, a que lo bueno y lo malo es noticia y que normalmente estás jugando este tipo de situaciones donde cada partido es importante, cada partido por una u otra razón tiene mucha relevancia dentro y fuera del club. Entonces esto es lo más bonito, cuando no eres relevante y no importa si ganas o pierdes y la gente le da igual, ahí es donde se complica. A mí me gusta vivir este tipo de situaciones, más allá de que tampoco es la presión que la gente se imagina y tal, es una presión muy bonita, ¿no? De decir, bueno, queremos estar en playoffs y quedan 4 partidos, estamos ahí, vamos contra un rival de los que podemos pelear en esos espacios y tenemos oportunidades de llegar allí. Entonces, qué linda oportunidad para todos nosotros, que después de todo lo que ha pasado en este año, que han sido muchísimas cosas, que todavía estemos a 4 partidos, tengamos posibilidades de entrar.
Sorry, we got to go.
Yeah.
Late for the next
Okay,
one.
thank you.
We'll see you.